Maybe in the interest of time, we can start with the guest introduction, if that's okay, just so we have some time for the feedback. Yeah. Okay. So in the absence of our president, Toastmaster Ria Araki, as Vice President of Education, I'd like to welcome everyone to today's excellent Halloween meeting. Thank you, Toastmaster Dice, for the suggestion of the backgrounds. I was completely forgetting that we're close to Halloween, and thank you everyone for. I see everyone has a virtual background, so yes, we should definitely take a picture at the end. So I would like to call our meeting to order. Okay, so today's meeting is half Halloween, but half evaluation contest practice. So I'd like to thank all guests who have kindly joined and have taken the roles of evaluator. So I'd like to take turns in asking the guests to briefly provide some comments. So maybe you can start from Toastmaster Kurisaki. Can you please share some comments? Oh, Kurisaki-san, you're mute.
I can't take off my mask. Well, good evening. It's such an honor to be invited to join in the Tokyomidtown Toastmasters Club. It was one I recognize that it is one of the best at the Toastmasters Club in terms of its quality and also openness to the international members. Right. So I belong to Toastmasters Club, Makuhari Bayside Toastmasters Club, located in Chiba Prefecture, and meeting still face to face, and also another one located in Nagoya, Kanayama Visual Communications Toastmasters Club. As you can imagine, they meet always online with funny images. So I look forward to having an interesting meeting with every one of you. Thank you. Back to you, Stefano.
Thank you. Welcome to our hub. Yes, sure said, if you can please also introduce your club, since we are experienced Toastmaster guests. So next, Toastmaster Akira Komodo.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. And first of all, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
And my name is Akihiro Komodo, and I'm from Minamiyama Business Toastmasters. And I remember I joined you guys as like joint meetings. I think sometime this year, I remember. So I joined this Toastmasters meeting a few times at least. And it is my honor and it is my privilege to be part of this meeting. And it's thank you that you allow me to join this meeting so that I can practice the upcoming evaluation speech contest. And yes, I belong to the Minamiyama Business Toastmasters. I just belong to the only one club, but I'm always excited to be joining any Toastmasters club. And I'm very excited and to be part of these meetings, and I'm looking forward to the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome to the club. Third guest, Toastmaster Cooper. Please, can you share some words? Let's give him applause.
Hi. I'm from several clubs. I'm from Tokyo Bay Club, and I'm from Tokyo Toastmasters and BBT Bond Toastmasters. And I'm happy to join today, and I have a little helper with me for most of the meeting who has hiccups at the moment, so you may hear him while he's doing that. And I'm very looking forward to, again, practicing for the evaluation speech contest, which I hope to take part in next month. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. And as mentioned, the email, we'll be having some feedback session for all our evaluators today. So as club members, let's try our best to give them some very helpful, informative feedback. Okay, I can see that our speaker hasn't joined us yet, so I'm a bit in a pickle. What shall we do? Maybe
you could do the role taker.
Yes, if that's okay, I'll introduce our Toastmaster of the day, and we'll keep pushing. So let's all give a round of applause to our Toastmaster of the day, who is no one other than Toastmaster Miyawaki.
Hey, good evening and welcome guests. Thank you very much for coming to our club. Many guests, that's great. Okay, so today we are going to have a practice session for the evaluation contest. And while we're waiting for our speaker, let's go through the role taker's introduction. So the first role taker tonight is grammarian. Grammarian is an India. Please explain your role.
Hello, thank you, Toastmaster Miyawaki. So today I will be grammarian, and then here I will write down the language and grammar usage for all speakers, noting incomplete sentences, mispronunciation, grammatical mistakes, no sequiturs, malapropism, and etc. For example, one in 5 children drink water should be one in 5 children drinks water. 1 in 5 children drinks water. And then at the end of the meeting, I will give the grammarian report. Thank you.
Great, Ninja. Thank you very much. Okay, the next role taker is Wordmeister. Wordmeister is also a Ninja. Please explain your role.
Okay, thank you again. So today the word is spectacular. Spectacular means beautiful in a dramatic and eye-catching way. So the example in the sentence is, the Halloween party I attended last year was spectacular. And then the other one is, I was attracted by your spectacular Halloween filter. Yeah, so that's spectacular. Thank you.
Thank you, Ninja. Nice choice of word. Okay, and we see if everyone has a spectacular background today. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to our counter. Our counter tonight is Toastmaster Daisukono. Please explain your role.
Okay, I am your counter for the day. I will be listening very carefully for any clutch words, unnecessary words that you use during your speech, and report the clutch words, the words at the end of the day. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kono. Thank you. Okay, moving on to next role is timer. Timer tonight is Toastmaster Stefano Spillo. Please explain your role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miyawaki. As the timer, I'll be timing today your speeches. So I'll be using the virtual background to signal the times. It will be an ordinary speech. So it will be 5 minutes green, 6 minutes yellow, 7 minutes red. There's a 30 seconds grace period, after which, if you breach that, you're disqualified. Especially important for our evaluation speakers today. And the evaluations will be 2 minutes green, 2 minutes, 30 seconds yellow, 3 minutes red. Please don't speak more than 3 minutes, 30 seconds. It'll be helpful for the contest. And lastly, for our table topics, it's 1 minute green, 1 minute, 30 seconds yellow, and 2 minutes red. Over to you, Toastmaster Miyawaki. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, and this is evaluation contest practice. So please be mindful about the time limit. Okay. And next role taker is vote counter tonight is Toastmaster Ichiro Naito. Please explain your role.
Hello, good evening. I will be serving as the vote counter. After each of the sessions, either the Toastmaster of the evening or the table topic master or the general evaluator will ask people to vote for the best whatever. Today we don't have, we only have one speaker, so no best speaker, but you will be asked to vote for the best table topic speaker and the best evaluator. And I will not cast a vote myself. I will do so only when there is a tie. I will cast a tiebreaker vote. I will not announce whether there was a tie or not. To vote, we will be using the chat function. So please click on the chat icon at the bottom of the screen and select my name. This should be a private chat. Just say hello or enter something, your name, and send it to me as a practice. Okay, so it looks like people understand how to vote. Anyone have a problem voting? No? Okay, so that's all. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Naito, for a thorough explanation. Thank you. And last but not least, our photographer tonight is Toastmaster Yuma Teshima. Please explain your role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Takamiyawaki. So today I'm the photographer. I'll be taking pictures throughout the meeting for the club report on the Facebook page. So if you doesn't want your picture on Facebook page, please let me know by the end of the meeting, and I will make sure you don't show up. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, hold on 1 second. Okay, so those are all role takers tonight, and we're still waiting for our speaker.
Yes, I've just sent them an email for the Zoom details handy, but I haven't got a response yet. So let me.
Okay.
You want to do TT first then? Or
Yeah, we want to do TT first.
I guess we have to, right?
That might be an efficient use of time, if that's okay.
Yeah, I was checking my email because Fukata-san is actually from my other club, but no, I didn't receive anything. Okay, so let's move to table topic session. Okay, the table topic master tonight is Toastmaster Daisuke Kono again, double role. Toastmaster Kono, stage is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Miyawaki. I'm the table talk master of the evening. Table topics is where we practice our impromptu speech. And I didn't have time to actually prepare slides. I usually do. So the questions are almost impromptu as well. But today the theme will be Halloween. I just decided because it is 1 week away. And as usual, it's 1 to 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes each. So the timer will be showing the green at 1, the yellow at 1.5. Yep, and at 2 minutes it'll be red, and 2 minutes and 30 seconds you will be disqualified. All right, so are you ready to have some Halloween topics? Okay, so the first question is, yes. Halloween's about scary things, right? So what is your biggest fear? What is your biggest fear? And this question will go to India. How about you?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster guys. So what is my biggest fear? It is very difficult. Okay, so talking about fears, I feel that my biggest fear is myself, because it is myself who can decide doing or not doing something. I also can decide to start or not to start something. So when I try to take challenges, I was thinking, should I take these challenges? If I take these challenges, what kind of risk will I face? If I get into the wrong decision, what will I be? So I think I have my fear just within myself, and it is also within my head only. Yeah, so right now I'm trying to learn how to reduce the feeling of fears towards myself. So I have to gain my confidence. That's why I joined this Toastmasters, especially the fear of having like speech to other people or presentation to other people. Yeah. So again, my fear is myself. Then right now I'm learning how to be brave enough to reduce or to prevent feeling too much like about fear to myself. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for the spectacular response.
Thank you.
Okay. My biggest fear is my wife. Okay. Okay, so let's go to question number 2. Sticking to the scary theme. Do you like scary movies? Why or why not? Do you like scary movies? Why or why not? This question goes to Toastmaster. Oh, everyone has a role. Toastmaster Tejima.
Yeah, I thought you gotta pick me for this question. I don't know why, but I sensed it. So anyway, I used to like scary movie like Child Play or anything else that scares me. But recently I didn't like it anymore. I just didn't watch it as much as I did before. But I didn't dislike it. So when I was younger, I liked to watch it because I like it because it's fun to watch it. Yeah, like, do you know the movie? So I think most of people know the movie called The Ring, the Sadako type of movie. Japanese scary movie or Hollywood scary movie. I mean, that's a different type of scary, right? So I would enjoy both of them. Like Japanese scary movies, like it's not how to say the actual character is scary. It isn't scary as much as the Hollywood movie, but the story will like you feel mentally scared about the story, something like that. But anyway, so I used to like it, but I didn't like it. I didn't see it as much as I see it anymore. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much, Toastmaster Tejima. All right, moving right along to our third question. Can you tell us about a nightmare that you had, either as a kid or even recently? Can you talk about a nightmare that you had? This question goes to Toastmaster Kurisaki.
Sure. Thank you. My biggest nightmare in my life is the moment when I lost a job for the second time after 50 years old outside Japan. Just it came all in at the end of the day, 31st of January, when I wrapped up all the work of the month. I was asked my boss to come to her office, and she showed me a letter. Your job, you'll be released from your job. Please sign here. That's the coldest way to get rid of someone. I felt I was hurt. I already lost a job in my 40s, and it was already a nightmare. But I somehow stood up and finally got a new job again. I didn't expect that it happens to me for the second time. Actually, I had some psychologically hurt, and I went to see the psyche analyst. It was the first and last time in my life. That said, this experience made me to have nothing to fear. Now I'm fine. I came through worst moment. Of course, I don't recommend anyone to lose a job in your life, but once is enough. I had experience in twice, foreign countries where no rich friends. This made me to have nothing to fear. Life is good, and you can start a new life anytime you want. The bad experience can be a good opportunity to give us a great lesson. Back to you, topic master.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Yeah, that's a different kind of nightmare, and I've been through it too. But yeah, I absolutely agree. It's a nightmare that you really don't want to have if you can avoid it. Thank you so much. Right? How are we on time? Can we do one more?
Probably one more.
One more? All right. Okay. All right. Well, Halloween, we all have, well, if you were living abroad, especially, or outside of Japan, you probably have trick or treat memories. Could you tell us about a Halloween trick or treat experience? How did you spend your Halloween evenings? Trick or treat or otherwise? This question goes to Toastmaster Chris Cooper.
Thank you very much. Okay. But have any of you ever done trick or treating? Yeah. Oh, okay, good. So in the UK, trick or treating is not that big, to be honest. It's big in America, but in the UK, we usually don't go around to people's houses doing trick or treat. However, when I was about 14 or 15, I was with some friends for Halloween. And in the UK, we have something else called knock a door run. Knock a door run means we would run up to someone's house, knock on the door, and then run away. And then we would go and wait at a safe distance and watch them open the door and look around, and they'd be surprised no one was there. However, because it was near Halloween as well, we decided to do a special one on a neighbor who wasn't very friendly. And so we decided to get an egg and go and knock on her door and put it through the letterbox, which was maybe not a very nice thing to do, looking back at it. We put it through the letterbox and ran away. And then the neighbor got very angry and started going around the neighborhood. And so me and my friends ran to my house and ran in through the back. And the neighbor came to the door and she told my mum there was an egg that went in the letterbox, but it was partly frozen instead of being fresh. And that was because our refrigerator was broken. And so my mum knew that it was us, but she didn't give us up. She said, oh, no idea who that could be. And then she opened the back door so we could all sneak in without being discovered by the neighbor. And that is my trick or treat story. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Chris Cooper, for that spectacular experience. All right, so we did 4 table topics, and if we can get the timers report, please.
Sure. I'll read out. We have 4 speakers. Toastmaster Ninja's speech was 1 minute 30 seconds. Toastmaster Tejima's was 1 minute 58 seconds. Toastmaster Kurisaki was 2 minutes just. And Toastmaster Cooper's speech was 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So everyone is eligible. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Okay, so please vote for the best table topic speaker. I'll type them in the chat just now. And send your vote to our vote counter, Toastmaster Ichiro Naito. Okay. Well, thanks very much, everyone. And back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Miraki.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Kono. Very impromptu, but very enjoyable table topics. Thank you very much. Great stories too. Okay, while we're all voting, I would like to introduce our speaker tonight. Our speaker tonight is Toastmaster Yasuo Fukata. Hello, Fukata-san.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm sorry I'm late.
No, that's all right.
I just jumped in this meeting just after I finished my job. So I'm really sorry I'm late.
Thank you for joining tonight. And I can see you are still in the office. So
Yes.
please enjoy your speech.
Thank you.
Okay, and are you ready to make your speech now?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so let me introduce Toastmaster Yasuo Fukata is from Sumi Trust University Toastmasters Club, which is the corporate club within Sumi Trust group, which is Kono-san and Stefano and myself are part of the group, same group. Okay, and tonight, Fukata-san is going to make pathway project speech, okay? And we have five evaluators, okay? And are we going to have 5 minutes evaluation session? Probably during the break, yeah?
Yes,
We can do a break, yeah.
Okay.
That's okay for you.
And is there anybody making the evaluation in Japanese? This is all English? Just one of
My understanding is that all evaluators will be delivering English evaluations.
Oh, English. Okay, got it. Okay, so let's enjoy evaluators. Please do your best. Okay, so Toastmaster Yasuo Fukata, he's making a speech from the Presentation Mastery 3.4 using presentation software, but I'm not going to read out because this is a test contest practice. Okay, so now I would like to introduce our speaker tonight. Our speaker is Toastmaster Yasuo Fukata. Speech title is, Are Japanese People Really Poor at Expressing Themselves? Are Japanese people really poor at expressing themselves? Toastmaster Yasuo Fukata, stage is yours.
Okay, I'm sorry, but before my starting stage, today I'm going to share my some of my slides. So would you kindly give me some time to get ready for sharing the slides? Toastmaster Stefano?
Yes,
host share?
I believe you should be able to screen share. Can you please try the screen share?
Hold on, please.
Kono-san, please, can you please?
Can you see?
Yep. Nope, not yet.
Oh, how can I do this?
I think screen share should be enabled for.
Can you try again? I just made you a call.
Now I am setting up my PowerPoint slide. Can you see that? No?
Not yet.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm sorry, I'm not so accustomed with Zoom, so I have trouble doing this.
Do you have your...
Okay, can you see? Okay.
Oh, it's going?
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Okay. Can you see?
No,
Are
not anymore.
We saw it for a moment and it disappeared. Okay.
Coming. Yep.
Okay, can you keep it? Yeah.
thank you.
So please go to your first, is this your first slide?
Thank you. Okay. Then let me begin. Okay.
Fukata-san, this is not, you're not on the slideshow. You just, we can just see your
okay.
PowerPoint. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay, one more time. So our speaker tonight is Toastmaster Yasuo Fukata. Are Japanese people really poor at expressing themselves? Toastmaster Yasuo Fukata, please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think it's a common belief that Japanese people are so shy that they are not good at expressing themselves in public. And this nature makes Japanese business persons less competitive in global market. That's why we are here to overcome shyness and practice public speaking. However, are Japanese people really poor at expressing themselves? Hello, Toastmasters. What do you think is the answer to this question? Yes or no? I think the answer is yes. And today, I would like to share my unique view on the communication of Japanese people. Every time I attend this regular meeting, it reminds me of a certain Japanese traditional trend, and it is uta awase, or a poetry contest. In Japan, people gathered to enjoy composing and sharing waka, Japanese short poems. A typical uta awase went on like this. People gathered at the venue, and their topics for waka were given to the participants, and they composed waka and waka poems and unveiled them. After that, they evaluated which waka was the best and decided the winner. People at that time were so proud of their knowledge, education, and technique to compose poems that these contests sometimes went too extreme and fierce. Now, I would like to share with you a famous story of a poetry contest. This is an episode from one of the most prestigious utawase contests hosted by the emperor in the Heian period, where two prominent poets at that time competed for the honor of the best poem. And the topic given to them there was koi, or love. The waka composed by Mibuno Tadami was Koisucho. And in English, I had hoped to keep secret feelings that I had begun stir within my heart. But already rumors are rife that I'm in love with you. A very beautiful poem of love. And the other one written by Taira no Kanemori was Shinoburedo. In English, though I try to keep it secret, my deep love shows in the blush on my face. Others keep asking me, who are you thinking of? This is also a beautiful poem. And both two poems were so extraordinarily composed that they couldn't judge which was better. However, at the very moment, the emperor unconsciously whispered the Kanemori's poem, Shinoburedo. Kanemori became the winner and Tadami became the loser. And Tadami was so shocked, and he is said to have died from the agony of this defeat. Fellow Toastmasters, if you are asked to talk about your koi or love in this meeting, could you actually talk about it? Maybe I couldn't, because I would be too embarrassed to talk about my koi experience. However, people in the Heian period expressed their emotion of koi or love so elegantly with beautiful words. And as I read through this episode, I noticed that uta awase was so similar to what we are actually doing here in Toastmasters Club. I find three common things in uta awase and Toastmasters Club. Firstly, topics. At both uta awase and our club, topics are given to participants, and they are to express their own thoughts. At uta awase, in the form of waka, while in Toastmasters Club, in the form of a speech. And secondly, evaluation. At uta awase, they evaluate which poem was better, the best. just as we have a voting session to decide the best speaker. And lastly, and most importantly, they are both playfulness of language. That is, to enjoy communication with beautifully arranged words and sentences. Even though the waka and the speech have different traditions and forms and lengths, I think that they are both playfulness of language and means to beautifully share ideas and emotions with others. So it seems just as though we are enjoying an Utaawase contest in English, in Japanese. So Japanese people have been cherishing this tradition and enjoying it for years until now. So we who are already familiar with Japanese culture are unconsciously blessed with talent to elegantly communicate with others and therefore should be good at expressing ourselves. This is my answer. Tokyo is now a diverse city and a melting pot of different cultures. Also, Toastmasters Club in Tokyo are so diverse, with people coming all across the world. So I would even think that we have better chance to create wonderful speeches by putting together the Japanese spirits of Utaawase and the Western practice of public speaking. So I hope to enjoy sharing wonderful speeches in Toastmasters Club in Tokyo and with all the members here. Thank you for listening. Back to Toastmaster Stefano.
That's me. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Fukata. What a wonderful speech. Thank you very much. Okay. I would like to make a lot of comments, but I'll hold it for evaluators. Okay. So let's check the time later and move it on to the 5 minutes evaluation time, and let's take a break. Okay. So Toastmaster Stefano Spillo, please time the 5 minutes from now.
Okay.
And let's move into the break. And evaluators, please do your evaluation now, please. Okay. And the rest of the participants, please have a break.
Okay, the 5 minutes are up. I have created a breakout room for the contestants, so maybe I can send everyone except for, I'll keep Tejima-san and move the 4 contestants, and then we can start bringing them one by one if that's okay. Is that okay with you, Miyawaki-san?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me open up the rooms.
Okay.
Okay, looks like that worked well, so I'm very happy with that. So we all 4 contestants are now in the breakout rooms.
Okay. Is it 4 or 5?
It's 4 contestants, and Tejima-san is doing the ordinary pathways evaluation so that Fukata-san can get credit for the speech as well.
Okay.
Me...
Do I pass the control to a general evaluator, or I can...
Okay, if that's okay, I can, yeah, I can take it off from here.
Okay.
Okay, hello, fellow Toastmasters. I'm a fellow evaluator slash practice contest chair. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm also the timer, so I've seen this in a recent contest. I've raised my hand, so hopefully if you have me on the mosaic view, I should come on top so you can, all evaluators can see. Let me just confirm, evaluator Toastmaster Tejima, can you see me as the timer?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So our first evaluator is Toastmaster Yuma Tejima, who will be providing a pathways evaluation for Toastmaster Fukata's speech. Are you ready, Toastmaster Tejima?
I would say yes.
Okay, over to you. You may start your evaluation.
Right. So thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, General Evaluator Stefano Spiro. So first of all, congratulations to complete your using presentation software project. And that was a spectacular speech, Toastmaster Yasuo Fukata. So let me highlight couple of spectacular points that I really like about your speech, and then some suggestions that make it more wonderful after. The first of all, I like the way you start the speech with questions. So, and then that give us the opportunity to think about whether the Japanese people really poor at expressing themselves or not. And I also like the theme that you presented. That's very interesting as well. So I think it's you get the audience like attention at the beginning. And the second point, so the way you use the slide is also very useful. Especially when you present the contrast between the context of the Japanese uta, I forgot utawase, and the TM Toastmaster club meeting table topic. So that was the use of the the contrast was very useful, and then it's very convincing. So, and then the last one, the presentation, your presentations, easy to follow for the audience, and then very simple, with and then also a small number of the slides. You can express what you wanted to say with a small number of slides. So I think that is also very, very effective. The next point I'm going to tell you about some of the area that you improved. So regardless the presentation slides that you reading your script time to time, and then I think that is the reason you sound the same tone of the voice all the way to the end. So it was a little hard to pay closely attention to that very important point of the speech, why you think Japanese people really poor expressing themselves. So I think if you could not too much attention to the script, leading the script, I think that would be your speech more spectacular. that concludes my evaluation of Toastmaster Yaso Fukata. So congratulations again for your speech, and then I will look forward to your next speech. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tejima, for your evaluation. Now we have brought in Toastmaster Akihide Komoto. Toastmaster Komoto, I'll be the timer. Can you see me? Okay, Toastmaster Komoto, you may start your evaluation.
Are Japanese people really poor at expressing themselves? I guess at least some of you have asked this question a couple of times, including myself. Thank you for your great speech, Toastmaster Taka-san and General Evaluator. First of all, I really like the title, and I'd like to call out 2 good points and also 2 improvement points. First of all, I really love your speech structures. Have you ever thought the connection between uta awase to the table topics that we have in the Toastmasters? After listening to your speech, I am convinced that table topics, it's not foreign to our culture. Actually, table topic is actually in our DNA as Japanese. Thinking about uta awase, it was during Heian Jidai. It's 1,000 years. So we have more than 1,000 years of history of the table topic. So I'm so convinced that actually we should be good at doing a table topics. So I really like the speech structure. And the second point I'd like to call out for a good point is about you leverage the visual aid using a PowerPoint in this case. You use the great pictures, and that help us to see how the people during Heian Jidai actually doing the uta awase, and also you use the great example of how they express the love or koi. Actually, personally, I didn't like this uta awase when I was in the kids learning this uta awase, but I kind of recall my memory by looking at the slide. So it's great the usage of the visual aid. So I'd like to call out the 2 improvement points. And first of all, about your speech delivery, I know it may be difficult to showing a slide and doing a presentation. And I noticed that you are looking at the maybe script and your eye contact was not on the audience. So if you can have more eye contact with the audience, we can more be engaged in your presentations. And maybe if you can stand like I'm doing right now, and you can move around or maybe use more body the gestures, you can engage audience more. And last but not least, about maybe a call to action. I know you use the utawase as an example that Japanese people are actually rich at expressing themselves, but I think the utawase is not for the common people. So maybe I'd like to know more about how normal Japanese people think that we are good at expressing themselves. Okay, that's the evaluation. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Komoto, for your evaluation. Now let's bring back our third evaluation contestant, Toastmaster Naito. Okay, I believe Toastmaster Naito is entering the room. Okay, hello, Toastmaster Naito. Welcome to the main stage. I'll be the timer. Let's just quickly test. Can you see me changing the cards?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, Toastmaster Naito, are you ready to deliver your evaluation?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you may start your evaluation. Over to you.
Okay, well, Toastmaster Fukata, congratulations for finishing your speech with such a unique title. Are Japanese people really poor at expressing themselves? This title immediately I believe, catches people's attention. So you're asking a question, and I wondered whether your conclusion is going to be yes or no. So that's a great way to catch people's attention. And there are three things that made your speech very effective. Number one, obviously the use of the slides, the visual aids, talking about the uta-awase contest during the Heian period, something that not too many people might be familiar. But so rather than just expressing things by words, you showed pictures, and the pictures, of course, carry a lot of message. We can imagine these two contestants actually sitting there in front of the emperor, competing with a poem. And the second thing is the theme of the poetry is love. Now, I'm sure people really like to hear about love, especially about the feeling of being in love. How are they going to express these things? And both of them were very accomplished singers, poets. And it was good that you showed the Japanese card, something that we are really familiar with, and the poetry. And I didn't know there was a good English translation for these two poetries. So that was a great discovery. And the third one that made your speech very effective was the comparison with the Toastmasters meeting. Now, we are all Toastmasters. So your story about the poetry contest, the Utawase contest, now came together. And you have these comparisons about the themes, the settings, and we have this aha moment. Oh, yes, the Utawase is really like a Toastmasters speech meetings or their contests. So we have this immediate connection to your subject. Now, I would like to offer a few suggestions to make your story even more spectacular. Number one is when you start with are Japanese people really poor at expressing themselves, maybe you can offer some examples of why people say those things. Do you have your own personal experience when you were told that you are poor at expressing yourself? Or why is this stereotype Japanese something that people talk about? Number two is when you talk about the Heian period, please be aware that there may be an international audience. Not everybody might be Japanese. So maybe it's better to explain what the Heian period is about, like how many centuries ago, before the samurai period. And thirdly, the face looks a little bit dark. So maybe you can adjust the light a little bit so your face looks a little more bright. That way people can see your expression. But overall, great speech, and you can make it even better. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naito, for your evaluation. Now let's move on to our fourth contestant, who is Toastmaster Kurisaki. I have just moved Toastmaster Kurisaki to the main room so you can see she's entering. Okay, welcome to the main stage, Toastmaster Kurisaki. I'll be the timer, so let's just quickly test. Can you see me changing the cards?
Perfect. Thank you.
Are you ready?
You hear me well?
I can hear you well.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, you may start your evaluation. Over to you.
Thank you. Fukata-san, you addressed the subject I love. That is a cross-cultural comparison, and which is the first step of the cross-cultural communication. Congratulations. I really like the subject and I enjoyed the speech. Allow me to add 2 more points I like. The second point I love was unique comparison. At least it was beyond my imagination to compare the poem matching and Toastmasters Club. Why not? That is true. It was eye-opening for me. The third point I like is that, and it is the strongest reason I like, you challenged against the stereotype image of Japanese. You clearly said in your message that Japanese has their own way of communication. Congratulations! It really agrees with my experience of having worked with 230 nationalities in the past 30 years in Europe. Allow me to add 2 more points of suggestion to make your message even stronger and clearer. One is put your eyes in international audience viewpoint. You deliver the speech in English. This means we should suppose that the audience is international. That includes large number of people who knows nothing about Japan. That's normal. Well, if I were an international audience, I would have had difficulty to understand what is waka, what is awase, what is Heian period, how many years ago. You could have added some additional explanation to facilitate the international audience to pull into your story. The second point is the use of the visual aid. Less is more. That applies to the use of the visual aid as well. I tried to see your face, gesture, and I switched the screen from to the speaker view, but it was not enough. The visual aid is to support your speech. So if you would have used less number of visual aids, but use your face, vocal variation, and gesture stronger, that could have spoke to the hearts and minds of the international audience, and that could have allowed your message to go through much stronger. So keep your eyes on the international audience. But I really liked the cross-cultural challenge to assert that, yes, Japanese are communicating in its own way. And I really liked learned a lesson, which is, yes, I am learning how to express myself internationally through the Toastmaster journey. Thank you. Back to you, contest chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kurisaki, for your evaluation. Okay, last but not least, I have called back Toastmaster Cooper to the main room, or pirate Toastmaster Cooper. Let me be serious.
Wow.
Toastmaster Cooper, I will be your timer, so let me check if you can see me. Can you see me change the cards?
Yes, yellow, red.
Okay, perfect.
Green.
And we can hear you loud and clear. Are you ready to deliver your evaluation?
I'm ready.
Okay, you may start your evaluation.
Toastmaster Yasuo Fukata, congratulations on your wonderful speech. I've never heard of Utawaste before and was fascinated by your explanation. Now, I'm going to give you 3 things that I loved about Toastmaster Fukata's speech and 1 technique to make it even more spectacular. First, it was a well-researched and prepared topic. I've lived in Japan for 30 years never heard of Owase before. I think he did an excellent job in researching and presenting the material to us today. Second, know your audience. Toastmaster Fukata knows we're all Toastmasters, and so he explained Owase to us in terms of table topics, where we're all given a topic to speak and later evaluated by voting. I thought that was a perfect way to explain it. It was very clear and easy to understand. Thirdly, you have the story in your speech. I felt like I was transported back hundreds of years to the Heisei period, and I was in the room listening to this competition. Congratulations. Now, I felt that Toastmaster Fukata was very prepared and comfortable with his speech, but I want to see him be even better. And there's one key technique that he could add to his speech that would make it even more impactful. And that is to make it personal. Now, I realize this might be difficult. He said in his speech that it would be too embarrassing for him to share a story of love. But Toastmasters is a safe environment. I share my most embarrassing, scary, or funny stories in Toastmasters because I feel that even if I fail, people won't laugh. They'll want me to be better. The famous writer Ernest Hemingway once said, "Writing is easy. All I do is sit at my typewriter and bleed." Now, what he means is he pours his heart into a story. So if you could share a story from your own experience, it doesn't have to be about love, then it would do two things. It would make a connection between the audience and you, where we feel for you. Second, it would make your story unique because it's your personal experience. I highly encourage you to try adding a personal story next time and turning your speech from a good one to a spectacular one. Good luck, and I look forward to listening to your next speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cooper, and let's all give a round of applause to all 5 evaluators for their great evaluations. Okay, so let me return back to Halloween mood. As the timer, I'll be sharing my timer's report. So Toast, me put in the chat. So Toastmaster Tejima, unfortunately, gone over time, 4 minutes, 10 seconds. So in a contest, he would have been disqualified. Again, Toastmaster Akira Komoto, sorry, I've been strict. 3 minutes, 30 seconds, so just a bit over time. The remaining 3 speakers are eligible. Toastmaster Naito, 3 minutes, 22 seconds. Toastmaster Kurisaki, 3 minutes, 16 seconds. And Toastmaster Cooper, 3 minutes, 10 seconds. So we will be strict and we'll be applying contest rules. So today for voting the best evaluators, we'll just be voting for the 3 eligible evaluators. So please send the name of the best evaluator. I don't think that's many people voting because most of them are evaluators, but please send the name of the best evaluator to Toastmaster Ichiro Naito, our vote counter. So let's do it quickly. Okay, I'd like to, I know we're a bit over time, but I like to have as much time to for people to share some open feedback. So at this stage, at this part, it's just a free discussion. So anyone who'd like to share feedback for evaluation, please either raise your hand or just unmute yourself and share your comments. Anyone? I know some of the Toastmaster Dice.
Okay, I'll go first. I mean, all in all, wow, it's really a great assortment of. I you know, each one got better and better, and it was like Really, congratulations to all the evaluators. I really enjoyed listening to all of them. I think one thing that I picked from Chris's evaluation. So I mean, his suggestions were really, really specific and also quite a unique angle. But I like the way you wrapped it up at the end. And it kind of brought back everything that you said in one word, and you still kind of motivated, have motivating words for the speaker at the end. And I noticed that the other evaluations had less of a wrap up, a summary at the end. And I believe that is one of the criteria of the judging, right? So I think Krisaki-san did a little bit, but less for Naito-san. And Komodo-san seemed to have ended rather abruptly, maybe because you realized you were running out of time, perhaps. So that was my observation across the 4 contestants. They're all great, spectacular evaluations. Thanks.
Miyawaki-san, yes.
Yes. No, I enjoyed all evaluations too. Great evaluations. But this is the contest practice. So just remind ourselves, the point proportion. So 40 point goes to the clear analysis. What was good? What was not good? What can be improved? Clarity gives 40%, the biggest part. Recommendation 30%. You have to be recommend. So Krisaki-san and Chris started their recommendations or suggestions before the timer turns to green. That's really important. We want to spend much time to recommendation rather than pointing out the good stuff. So time control is really important. Number 3 is technique. Technique has 15 points. Technique is speech technique. So I really liked Chris's voice control and speed control. Krisaki-san's passionate about, beginning really good. So those are very important, speech skills. And lastly, summation is 15%. You have to have summary at the end, as Kono-san mentioned. So, go back to the criteria and, try to, practice building your evaluation based on this criteria. That's really important, I think. But enjoyed all evaluations, and the time control is really important. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miyawaki-san. Yes, as the time I was getting stressed on behalf of the evaluators looking at the clock. So, any other comments? Maybe Fukata-san, as the speaker, do you have any? If you have maybe an improvement point or a suggestion that you found particularly helpful, I'd be very curious to hear from the speaker himself.
Yes, yeah. First of all, thank you very much for very wonderful evaluations. As this is the first time that I received feedbacks from other clubs than my home Toastmaster clubs, Mitras University. So this was quite a wonderful experience for me, and I really appreciate out of suggestions. Especially one thing is that knowing audience is more important for me because today we have I think that our club is more diverse than my home club. Our club is a corporate club, so we are all basically Japanese. So I think that I should have some more explanations about the Heian period or some other things. But that was quite impressive one. And also what was mostly impressive is that make it personal. Yes, I think it's a very nice suggestion. And basically, I am quite shy about expressing my own experience. So I think it's going to be my challenge. And I think that by putting some my personal stories, I'm sure that I can make my speech more vivid and appealing. But I really appreciate all the wonderful evaluations I received today. Thank you so much.
You can do it, Toastmaster Fukata.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, maybe Toastmasters in India from a fresh perspective as someone who recently joined Toastmasters. I'd be very curious to see.
Thank you very much. Yeah, regarding the evaluators, I think as what Toastmaster guys said before, because I attended last time, also Toastmaster Naito was being the evaluators, and I saw that everyone's getting better and better. So it's amazing, it's spectacular. And then regarding the contents of the evaluation, actually I have not done any evaluation yet, but I think most of the people here putting all the contents of the evaluations in their evaluations during the evaluation. And especially I really like when someone is mentioning that you have to understand about your audience, because let's say we are having the speech in international clubs and then people don't really understand what the Japanese terms. Yeah, so it is also very important to say to mention that if we have some special terms in our own language or in some language which is not everyone knows, give some small explanation about that. So I think that's really important. And then I also regarding, because this is online, and then there is a comment from someone saying the lighting is not really focusing on the face, so it looks dark. I think this is really good comment, because if we have very bright face during the presentation or during the speech, is really spectacular, right? So yeah, overall everyone's of the evaluators, I think gaining skills more and more, and it's amazing. So I also learned a lot from everyone here, so hopefully I can also do this kind of like evaluation as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, maybe we have time for one last comment. Anything else? Oh, Toastmaster Tejima, yes.
Yes. So, I learn a lot from all the evaluators. So the way the evaluator express with rich vocabulary and then good phrase of verbs, idioms or expressions. So I think the meeting also, the grammarian would give us a very good report of that. But I learned a lot, not only just the expression, but the way you evaluate. I'm so fascinated and impressed, and so it was so spectacular. So all the four evaluator, I took the note of the good point of how they they were the evaluations. So that is very good learning opportunity for me. So I'm so glad to hear about all the great evaluators delivery. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tejima. Sorry to abruptly bring this session to end, but we're struggling a bit with time, so I like to move ahead. Obviously this session is recorded, and I'll share the link if evaluators want to take a look at their videos again. So as the general evaluator, I'd like to call upon today's meeting's helpers to share the reports. So hand it over to Toastmaster in India, who is our grammarian and word meister. Over to you, Toastmaster in India.
So it is me, right? Yeah, thank you very much, Toastmaster Stefano. So first of all, I would like to comment from the as a grammarian. Overall, I think the speech coming from Kata-san, from Toastmaster Kata, is amazing and well prepared. The structure also, I really like it, as all the as all the evaluators also said, because you started with the questions and then you continue connecting the Japanese utawase with the real situation that we face, which is that table topic in Toastmasters. So I think it is really relatable. And then regarding the grammar itself, I don't really see any significant mistakes or errors. So I can say that it is perfect, yeah, without grammatical errors. And the second one, it is about the word meisters. So this is for everyone. The word of today is spectacular. And then I would like to give you some names who are using these words. For Toastmaster Miyawaki, you are using 2 times. And then for Toastmaster Naito, you're using 1 time. And for Toastmasters Yuma, you're using 4 times. Amazing, spectacular. For Toastmaster Dice, you're using 3 times. This is also spectacular. And for Toastmaster Chris, you're using 2 times. So this is all the reports coming from me. Thank you very much. Back to Toastmaster Stefano.
Thank you, Toastmaster India, for taking the role, and mine was a spectacular disappointment for not having used the word even once, a bit too late. Okay, moving on next to our counter, Toastmaster Dice Kono.
All right, so here's the R counter report. Toastmaster Stefano, 3 ums. Toastmaster of the evening, Taka, there were more than 5 ahs. Toastmaster Anindya, when he did the table topics, was 2 ahs, 2 ums. Toastmaster Tejima in the table topics and evaluation, more than 5 ahs, more than 5 ums. There were quite a few you knows and double words. Toastmaster Kurisaki, table topics and evaluation, almost perfect. I think I detected 1 or 2 slight ahs in your evaluation, but near perfect, really great. And Toastmaster Chris Cooper, both in table topics and evaluations, I just could not detect any clutch words. Fantastic, spectacular, that's all I can say. Test speaker Fukata-san, you had a few ahs at the beginning, but as you started going into the speech, it was actually pretty smooth, so pretty well done. Toastmaster Komoto, there were 4 ahs, and I think it increased towards the end when you were, I think, starting to run out of time. And Toastmaster Naito, there were 3 ahs during your evaluation. And that is the counter report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kono, for the report. Lastly, as general evaluator, in a normal meeting, I'm supposed to evaluate the evaluators, but given the number of contestants today and given that I was focusing more on the timer role, I will refrain from commenting on the evaluators. I'd just like to share some quick words in the meeting to thank all members for joining and for making this spooky evaluation, interesting spooky evaluation meeting. Thank you, Toastmaster Miyawaki, for the, as usual, for the smooth facilitation. I'd like to end by wishing all the best of luck to our contest speakers. I'm sure, I hope you found this session helpful for your preparation, and wishing you all the best. Okay, that concludes my role as evaluator, and over to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Miyawaki. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Spiro. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's move on to the what?
Award session.
Award session. Thank you. Thank you. Award session. So our session, the vote counter today is Toastmaster Naito Ichiro. Ichiro Naito, please give the award.
Hey, good. Everybody ready to do the drum roll? Everybody please unmute so people can hear you applaud. So first, the best table topic speaker is done. Toastmaster Chris Cooper.
Congratulations.
Thank you for my embarrassing story. Yes.
Frozen egg. Yes. Okay, next, best evaluator tonight is Toastmaster Yoshiko Kurisaki. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I didn't expect that.
Hey, that's all I have. No best speaker. There's only one speaker. Well, Toastmaster Fukatai is the best speaker. Congratulations. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Great. Thank you very much, Nav-san. And congratulations all awardees, Kurisaki-san and Fukata-san. Thank you very much for your wonderful speeches. And with that, give the control back to our president, Toastmaster Spiro.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Miyawaki. Again, thank you for the excellent facilitation. I also wanted to say thank you regarding the evaluation for the flexibility and switching the table topics. So thank you, Toastmaster Miyawaki, for the excellent.
Nice.
Okay, so I would like to hand over to our guest evaluator. So if you can share some words and also some comments regarding your evaluations, that'll be great. So let's start with Toastmaster Chris Cooper, our winner of table topic session. Over to you, Toastmaster Cooper.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun being here and practicing the evaluation and sharing a very embarrassing story from my childhood. Maybe I'll have to make it sound better next time. But yeah, it's good to be here, and I enjoyed the speeches. And I didn't get to hear any of the other evaluators because I was the last one. I would have liked that, but it's been good. Thank you.
Thank you. And please come back again for more practice.
Oh.
Okay.
I love the backgrounds, by the way. Great idea. Which makes it really fun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dice, for the idea. Next, Toastmaster Komoto, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for this chance to practice evaluation speech. And to be honest, doing evaluation is one of the weakest area in the Toastmasters. And that's why I challenge myself. And I look at the many tips available online, how to be a better evaluator. And actually, all I have a head knowledge. But when I actually doing evaluations, like dozen tips comes with as I deliver the speech. So I thought maybe I may, first of all, I disqualify because I'm exceeding the time limit. So at least like I need to finish my speech within the time limit. That's maybe I need to be on the stage, right? So time limit is something that I need to, I need to finish within the time. So I think I will a little bit lower the bar I have for the upcoming speech contest. And then, maybe I do my best for upcoming contest this coming Sunday. Yeah, but once again, thank you very much for this chance for me to practice. And thank you for the great comment. And I also learned a lot from all the guest evaluator. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Komoto. Next is our winning evaluator for the evening, Toastmaster Kurisaki. Please share some comments.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I didn't expect that I will be I would be selected as the evaluator of the evening. I also want to thank to Fukata-san, who had the great courage to be the target of the evaluation tonight. I don't think you are shy. You have a decent courage to educate every one of us. You must be proud of it. I just regret that I didn't have an opportunity to listen to other great evaluations. That said, this opportunity was near contest. In the area contest, there were 2 contestants, including me. So I had only 3 minutes to wait. Here, I have plenty of time to digest and think about what I should say. It's near contest situation. despite small number of participants tonight, I really appreciate having this opportunity. Thank you so much. And I look forward to having another opportunity to join you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurisaki-san. You and also everyone welcome to come back and practice. And last but not least, our speaker, a model speaker, Toastmaster Fukata. Over to you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. As I mentioned before, this is really the first time to join other clubs, and it was quite amazing experience. And I was so fascinated by all the members, very spectacular background. And so I think that as well as improving my speech technique, it's also necessary for me to how to show myself in this kind of online environment. And I think that today's meeting was really a nice opportunity, and I think I learned a lot of things from this one. And lastly, I hope that all the contestants will be successful in the forthcoming evaluation contest. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for joining us as the model speaker. We really appreciate it as a club.
Thank you.
Okay, we are supposed to have our business session, but for the interest of time, I'm going to adjourn the meeting first. And if anyone needs to leave, please do so. So once again, on behalf of President Toastmaster Araki, I'd like to thank all guests for joining it, and all members. Hope you had a great time. Let's adjourn the 160th Tokyo Midtown.
Toastmaster.
Sorry. I'm sorry, photographer.
Yeah, you can adjourn first.
Okay, meeting adjourned, and let's take a photo before anyone leaves.
So let's take a spectacular photograph tonight. So can you make tea for Tokyo Midtown? Then I'm gonna take some photo. So smile. And smile. One more. One more. Smile. Okay, great.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, our area contest is this Sunday. So if you're free, please feel free to drop by.
Can I share my screen?
It's in my agenda.
Great, thank you.
Good luck with it.
Naito-san, do you want to say something?
Yeah, can I share? Could you enable sharing screen for me?
Oh, yeah. We're going to share the...
Okay, so I've enabled the
contest.
Enable the screen share now.
Okay, so here's the agenda. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so first will be in the morning, this will be the Japanese contest, and I will be joining both the Japanese and English contest. So starting from 10 a.m. is the Japanese portion. And this is just area 3 and area 4 of division J. And the first contestant for division 3 is just me, only one person.
Oh.
And the contestant for the area 4, there are 2 people. Okay, and that's so there are only 3 contestants for the Japanese. Now, after the lunch break, it's the English session, which starts at 1:30, and that's division J is area 2, 3, and 4. Now, the contestant for area 2, there are 2 people. And oh, I see Stefano. Stefano and Dice, they are both going to be there. And that will be followed by the area J contestant and co-sentence again, just me, only one person. And the third, the area 4, 2 contestants, and Komodo-san will be there. and Jim Horn, he's being a frequent guest from Pioneer. So please, if you have time, please do join this contest. All I have to do is just finish within the time.
In other words, we'll be very disappointed if Naito-san doesn't win.
In advance, congratulations for winning the area contest.
Let's not count our chickens before they're hatched. She has to do it within a certain time. So,
Naito-san, you're your biggest enemy.
Right.
True.
Okay.
That's all I have.
With the contest. I hope you have a great one.
Thank you. It will be a good practice. Yes.
So good luck, everybody, with your contests. And see you next weekend.
I have one quick announcement for club members, if you don't mind staying. For the 3rd of November is a holiday. So between club officer we discussed, and we reached the consensus that it might be good to move it to the week after, to the 10th. So we will be rescheduling our November lunch meeting to the 10th. That's just an announcement. I'll also send an email later on.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Okay. Are there any other comments from attendees today? Otherwise, we can close the meeting today. Okay. Happy early Halloween. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.